Good evening, everyone. I hope you're well. Happy Wednesday evening. I apologize a little bit for starting late. Something had come up at the very last moment that I needed to take care of. So I'm here, you're here, we're all here, and that's wonderful. And so I thought we would just kind of continue what we did last week and focus on practice, prayer, relaxing, healing, connecting. Also, it's okay to pray for things, be there with um, a certain pregnant, open space that holds, that's part of our lives, that contains everything that's in our lives. We don't go into prayer sterile, or mantra sterile, in the sense I need to remove and pull back myself from things that's going on in my life, from events in my life, from difficulties in my life, from my ill grandmother, my ill cat, employment issues, noisy neighbor, job problems. We come fully with our entire lives. We present ourselves. We're not presenting the best part of ourselves. We're hopefully not only presenting the worst part of ourselves, but if we are, that's what's arising. But we're coming with the full 360, 100%, 360 degrees, 100% of what it is to be us, our environment, and what is everything we're going through, living, our past, what we think's our future, and our present. So when we sit in front of our prayer space, we're complete. From a mantric perspective, mantras, when we say them, the sum of our lives, everything that we are at that moment, is in the prayer. The words that the syllables which we utter from our body is the sum, the equal sign of everything we are at that moment. So when we say the syllables, we're uttering them or in our minds or out loud. Our minds, our voice generates them. Therefore, everything we are, we go through our hopes, our fears, our worries, our prayers for other people, our own issues, is part of that creation of that sound. It's part of the intent that we have when we decide to say it. It's part of the intent when we show up here tonight for HB Shalom. You make time. Some of you, it might be in the middle of the night. Some people, it might be your lunch break. You make time. That time has that decision being present brings it all there with you. So whatever you do in that space, there's nothing that's divorced, removed from who you are. Or, you know what, I can't ask about this, or, I'm pushing that away and I'm manifesting something pristine and aligned. And, uh, you know, the grandmother who's ill is in the back of my mind, and I'm not bringing it into this space because that's not how I pray, or that's not how I wish to go about it. No, no, no. Everything comes forward. So everything you do, from lighting the candle, from everything you do, the incense, all of that is part of you is in that act. Therefore, it's part of your prayer, whether you think of all those items or not. And definitely from a mantra point of view, everything that's part of you is in the syllables in the prayer in the name of God. So you don't have to necessarily go through a laundry list or the top 5 and have them in your mind as you say it. You simply say it, and it's all in the mix. Like it said, God knows your heart. God knows where it all is at. Probably better than we do. I'm sure better than we do. With great clarity and precision than we think we know what it is. And maybe things that we've forgotten. So we come full, and the prayer encompasses, embraces it all. Now, if there's particular things that you wish to focus on, particular people, then you have that in your mind as you're saying the names. Assuming tonight you want to do mantras. So you have somebody who's ill and you want to dedicate your practice, your prayer for tonight to that person. You think of them as you're saying the mantras. You imagine healing thoughts that the names, the syllables, you see the Hebrew, the syllables coming from your lips or your mind out to them. And then you visualize what they look like lying in bed or in their apartment vaguely, or their face. And you imagine that those letters are all around them, that they glow and they heal them. And it's part of your prayer as you say the name, God, please help this person, or God, please help this situation. God, please help fix this. And then it's in your mind. And that's fine too. Or you bring that in the end, or you have different segments of your practice and you focus on different things for each. But rest assured, if you just say the name, it's all there. God knows your heart. God knows your need. And it'll unfold as it's meant to unfold. And if it doesn't unfold in how you like, that doesn't mean God ignored you or blah, blah. That's not why. I've discussed it in the past, and I'm not going into 40 minutes or 30 minutes with the details of that. But you put with a beautiful heart and you say the practice. Ultimately, and that's excellent. But ultimately, always keep in mind, just saying the name and your energy has your body, your mind, everything in it. So the prayer naturally is just said in the name and it's infused with everything that's going on. And the name blesses, clears, sends it off to God, but also the syllables bless and clear and empower. And your wish is sort of implied in your energy. It's written in your energy without your conscious thought. So it's all part of the prayer. It's one of the big, most powerful aspects of repetition of names that it is. No more prayer, you list. Yes. And at the end, you say, and everything I've forgotten. So you kind of throw it all in, right? But with this, you say the name, presto. But it's okay to do it otherwise. But I wanted to be sure that it's understood that very, very, very important point of energy being 360 encompasses everything. The sitting in silence in front of your prayer space, lining up, relaxing, releasing, connecting with God, it's all there. It's known. It's connected. And then at the end, you could say, I have problems with this or with this, give me strength. Guide me through this. There's good parts of lives, there's bad parts of lives, there's struggles, there's bounty, there's births, there's deaths, there's health, there's sickness. This is a dualistic world. When there's one thing, there's something on the other side of that. It's the nature of the cycle of this existence. God is not going to do away with that, because then this dimension will fold and it's over for this planet and us. It's the nature of this existence, but we can ask God for help as we go through the cycles of life. It may help, it may not. We don't hold resentment because we have free will, and there's forces on this planet of scarcity or this or that or favoritism, or there's a struggle to achieve. You struggle to study, get good grades, to get into a good college. You get into some, you don't get into others. That's the nature of life. You bring God into it, and you don't expect, because everybody wants perfect. Everybody wants, and if it all was there, that would violate the rules of what's going on here. Does that make sense? I don't want to go too much into it. A lot of people hold resentment. I think I've spoken to that over the summer and last spring some. It's all up on the internet now, finalized. So with a little description and the names. So hopefully you'll be able to find it. But you go with your pure heart. You love God. Come what may. Bottom line from HP Shalom: one should never stop loving God, no matter how bad things get. Because it's not personal. It's the nature of the world. It's the nature of human existence. It's the nature of the separation from God. And therefore, there are forces and energies and propensities of bounty, poverty. We're mortal beings. We're all going to lose our parents, or our parents are going to lose us. You see what I mean? So it's finding the strength to go through the cycles. And we have God as a friend, as a companion to lean on. And there are certainly blessings and there are certainly miracles. But come what may, God hopefully lives in that cathedral within, and it's a positive relationship of love. That the connection is never separated. And when we light the candle on our prayer space, we rekindle in a physical way that connection. We invite God by lighting the candle. When I light the candle myself, I believe, I feel it's in for me. I invite God to be in the flame. I see it as the presence of God in the flame. God is physically present in the space, but there's something about a candle and a flame for me that just feels like the flicker of life, the Shekhinah. I'm inviting God, this is a sacred space I'm creating. I'm lighting the candle. And then by God, it is a sacred space. I don't do anything inappropriate around a sacred space. I don't suddenly go do something else in that space because I flipped on the light switch. God time now. God present now. My prayer space is in my bedroom. I don't have a private room right now. That's a luxury I don't have. It's in my bedroom. Everything happens in my bedroom. But when that light goes on, that bedroom is prayer land. It's God's space, my communion with God. I offer up the incense as a prayer of love. God, your son is here. Your servant is here. Your devotee is here. I offer this beautiful smell to bless my space, bless me, but I offer it up in love, in devotion, in appreciation, even amidst hardship. That connection, and all of me is there. Not just the good, but the bad, the ugly, the indifferent, the skillful, the unskillful, the loving, the not so loving. And all of my life, everything that I currently am, was, and will be to a certain extent, is present. And it's a very beautiful thing. And it's a very beautiful relationship. And honestly, I think it can be one of the most meaningful relationships in our lives. We come from Him, we return to Him. Why not be in relationship with Him now? There's a lot of solace one can derive from being religious, a lot of comfort. There's a lot of beauty there. And I try to share that a lot. The beauty of the practices. It holds us, it nurtures us, it heals us, it carries us when we need to be carried. It really does. And I'm trying to show how and through words, but it's really something you have to experience to understand. And so let's experience together tonight, shall we? So give me 1 or 2 minutes to sort of set up. Let's give it each other four. I need 5 minutes. I spilled a glass of water as I was starting, so I need to do a little cleanup. But get your space at the right temperature. Do you have the right candle? I often have a stained glass that I like, but today I have one of my Shabbat candlesticks with a candle in front that I want to light. So the candle will be up in a very sacred family heirloom. And that's how I wish to resonate with and bring in that sacred space. The more we can create a sacred space, the more we're in that bubble. And when we're in a sacred bubble, in the sacred, we feel God very closely. In the not so sacred, we could also feel God. But when you really create that sacred space, that golden space, and you're there with an honest, open heart, and if your heart carries love and carries love of Him, or at least would try to, or would like to, or wish to discover if you could, those are all positive intentions, then the space opens into a beautiful, powerful place. You feel something beyond you, beyond here, beyond what's normal. And it's like an infusion. It's like that protein shake with a little maca powder. It's that protein bar. It's a good meal. You feel invigorated. You feel stronger. It's pulling up on the gas station when you need it sometimes. We get a lot from it. From day to day sometimes, you shouldn't you you do it because you want to, and sometimes you do it because you need to. And sometimes you only show up when you need to. And you know what? That's okay. That's where you at. When I was younger, I used to feel very guilty because at some point I was praying every night, regardless. But towards the beginning, I'm talking like 9, 10, 11 here. 12, 13. By 14, I think I was praying every night because I felt so guilty that I used to pray only when I needed something. And I'm like, that's not a good relationship. You don't just call your friends or your family when you need something. You stay in touch. But it's okay because friends and family is always there. God is always there waiting by the telephone. And like a good parent or a good grandparent or like a good friend, they don't care how long it's been. And they're happy when you reached out when you need them. And God is like that. It's an open door. Though ideally and most beautifully, if it's a regular phone call, a regular lighting of the candle, a relationship where you can speak to God on the bus. At work, you could do a prayer wherever. It's an ongoing relationship, a very special relationship. And honestly, I think that's what he desires. If you look at the examples of the prophets, the saints, the holy people in the Bible, the Tanakh, the Torah, they have an ongoing relationship. They may struggle, they may call out, they may bow down in love and supplication and devotion. They may simply communicate. It's a real relationship. We're invited to for a real relationship. So make your prayer space as you wish for it to be tonight, as you feel for it tonight. And we'll reconvene in about 5 minutes and we'll start together. That sound good? Wonderful. See you all soon. So let's do 7:41. We'll do 6 minutes. Wonderful. See you soon. Hey, you open the window, get a little fresh air. Sometimes it's important. It's at night prayer, evening prayer. It's a powerful time, and there's a special sound at night, that open, pregnant space. So, opening the window a little bit to let in that sound and that release of any stuffiness in the room, as it opens spaciousness in us. We get too compressed with our lives, our worries, the rush, the things we need to do, everything, schedule of a day. So to have that moment where we could just breathe, that our bodies are very sensitive. So especially in winter, if you're in the northern hemisphere, you feel the stuffiness in the room, that you put in a little too much incense, which I fear I may have, and it's a little overpowering. A little open window brings in that freshness. Our ears are very sensitive. As you do practice, you become more sensitive. So when I open a window, I can feel the space outside the window. You'll be able to if you follow the practices as well. And that causes you to relax. The fresh air takes the stuffiness out of the room, releases extra incense, helps you relax. It opens the energies that are outside, and now your room is in communion with the energies of the evening. The freshness, the openness. You can hear wolves or people walking by. Cars sound different. All that has an effect on us. And here we are in our rooms, with just the candle lit, maybe. I have my candle lit, the incense rising, the Aleph in front of me, some sacred gold rings, and the Aleph tree of life on a glass little shelf, on two blue glass little thingies to hold it up. And it's simple. For me, this is what works. So it's that, the light, the incense, the Aleph in front, and the space I've created, and the silence that surrounds me. And from that, I align, say the mantra, say any prayers, any intentions. If it's a live prayer, or even sometimes when it's not, I think of all of you and try to help you as best as I can with my practice, as we're all working with energy at the same time. And we're there with God. We relax, we release, we align, we release. The open window allows what we release to leave. It's no longer in the room. And with that comes clarity. And we give gratitude to God in the prayer space. If it weren't for God, I would not be teaching. You wouldn't have learned, hopefully, things that have blessed you. And without God, there wouldn't be the religion from which we derive blessing, from Him, from the teachings, from the prayers. So to what would we go in refuge? To what would we align our hearts that is eternal? To what would give us guidance and meaning in our lives beyond what's in our finite life? we would it would be a wasteland. So here we realize, we touch in with the eternal, with what's real, with the love that God has for us. Yes. So I'm gonna go open my window, and then we will begin. We will do the Shema. I don't really feel I'm going to be on key tonight. I'm not sure if I'm always on key. Sometimes I think I'm not on key. I apologize. I'm working on my voice. Um, Feel free to sing along. Feel free to drown me out, please. But if we all say it together, there's beauty in that. If we become one voice. Yeah. Okay. I'm headed to the window, and after the Shema, I will put up the mantra sheet as always and pick the one that works for you. This week, a friend of mine needed a lot of prayers, so I did the El Na Wifanala music on continuous play. It's so beautiful. It's so healing. So at the end, we will play the song a couple times and see if you wish to sing along. It doesn't just to be about healing, like we need healing. It's just there's such devotion and love in that song. When I hear it, I just see golden light. It's really a love song in a way. And it shows the history of devotion and the humanity of reaching out. And ultimately, any separation from God is an invitation for healing. Anything that's out of balance in our lives is an invitation for healing. Any infirmity is inflammation for healing. But like I said last week, it's not in the sense of poverty, it's in the sense of becoming whole. WHOLE, of finding the fullness, not in the extremes, in the middle, the balance. And we ask our Father to help us with that. Right? Okay, so I'm opening the window and we'll begin in a minute. Okay. I stretch out my legs. So be in the proper posture. Oh, I haven't mentioned this in a while. For those of you who are doing full lotus, for men, the left foot is up on the right leg first, and then the right foot is on the outside. For women, it's flipped. The right leg is up on the upper leg first, followed by the left leg on the right. It's because the energy channels on the women and men, they are flipped. So the legs are in different postures. Just thought of it. It's good to repeat once in a while because there are new people, and I don't think I've said that in, well, over a year. So, but only do that if you are flexible enough. Otherwise, you'll really hurt yourself. And in a way, this posture, and even if you do some of the postures that are half and half, which I have on the website, which is currently down, but I'll bring it back up tomorrow, one leg up and the other one down, and then you switch, it's to bring balance in the body. To what you do on one side, you do on the other. So the central column, you're not predominantly on one side, the more masculine, or on the feminine, but the energy tends to flow in the middle in balance. Ultimately, a relationship with God, we're dancing with the balance. We maintain our balance even if we're in disequilibrium, because our disequilibrium or out of balance is actually in balance. We never lose our balance in our unbalancedness. Does that make sense? I just did an advanced teaching. And notice they don't contradict, but you remain your posture regardless. Your balance is always maintained because in wherever you are, you're always in balance, even if things may be falling apart. And there's a certain solidity and strength in that. And you've done your work in that. And the relationship with God one can cultivate assists with that. It keeps your ship strong in the storm. But you can still be tossed. But in the tossing, you don't sink. So we'll do the Shema. And feel free to say it with me. So the right hand over the palm over the nose, a little distance, so it's basically between the two eyes. That's the posture for the Shema. Close the eyes, turn inwards, relax. Sort of feel the middle of you where your sternum is. Center your back. Release, let go. And with a heart of love, we say, Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Remember, in saying a name, there's no saying it right, there's no saying it wrong. We just say it. It's effortless, like running water. The name just flows at the speed that it flows. And we do it. And that's the practice. Simple, yet extremely profound and very powerful. Sometimes in the most simple things is found the most extraordinary. And we walk the journey and we come to discover exactly what that is. So we pray together. So, as you're reciting the name, whatever comes up, you just keep saying the name. It flows over everything, and you trust that the sacred syllables and the sounds, it just flows, and you allow everything to sort of take care of itself. And what you're doing is you're just reciting. And if there's ever a little too much energy building up, you take a break. Or if you feel that you want to pray normally with a more traditional prayer, then you take a pause and you do a prayer there. Or you sit in stillness, in openness, and see what comes. Or you just look at your prayer space and sit in that beautiful pregnant space and experience that. There's so many different ways. There's probably other ways that are not coming to mind now. There's a lot to explore and to experience. And then you could re-engage in mantra or pray or end the practice. And it could be different each time. So I feel to do some more mantra for myself in my practice. But if you need to go, feel free to conclude. Or what we'll do is maybe mantras for about another 15, 20 minutes, or whatever practice you would like to do. And then we'll do the El Rifan Allah song with that beautiful choir, with that temple that did it a couple times. And then we'll conclude.
החולים, את החולים, אל הרפאה, אל מי שברא אבותינו, מקור החיים לאמותינו, הוא יברך את החולים, את החולים, אל הרפאה, אל הרפאה,
So, thank you so much for joining me this evening. I hope this has been a special time for you, and I hope that you're able to carry this out into this week and into your lives. And I hope God El Shaddai blesses you, keeps you, and holds you, and guards you and your family forever. Amen. I look forward to being with you all on Sunday, and have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye bye.